Hello my viewers, if you're interested in buying a helmet like this, or maybe a life-size one, you can go over there and shop at greenguard.com. They have NCAA teams, they have NFL teams, they have all your favorite teams. They even have the teams that you don't like the Bengals, Browns, and Ravens. I don't know why anybody buy that, but they have that too if you want to buy it. So go over there and use my promo code PITSEN and go and shop some of your favorite football helmets now. Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. That's for Steelers news and updates. I'm having another video coming out later today discussing some big topics we discussed from yesterday's game as well. The Steelers did get the victory, of course, which is very good, but still some things the team had to clean up, of course, and some things they got to discuss. So be on the lookout for that later today. You'll probably see this video. I don't know exactly when you're gonna see this video, maybe around maybe like 12:30 or something p.m. I'm in Texas, so time a little different. And then you'll probably see that video around 3 or 4, a few hours after. But be on the lookout for that. But today we're discussing, of course, with some Steelers headlines a little bit of the stuff. You guys know Rodgers' message he sent to his doubters after the game. In the press conference yesterday, he was talking about, I think he asked a question about the Jets organization. He said, how do you feel about beating Coach Glenn? Because Coach Glenn was the one that brought Rodgers in there. It was basically the telling they didn't believe in him and they trusted in his play. They was going to move on from him. And, he felt a little disrespected by that. And so Aaron Rodgers said he felt happy in beating everyone involved in the Jets organization. So he's like, I feel happy beating everybody, from the owner all the way down to the associate workers that work in the team store. I feel happy by beating everybody associated and working for the Jets, which is very good. Of course, Aaron Rodgers getting a little vengeance, getting a little revenge, of course, in this game. He did play very good. 240 plus passing yards. He had 4 touchdown passes as well. Just played a phenomenal football, 22 for 30. He looked very good out there. And the Steelers' offensive line can keep him clean. And he got sacked 4 times yesterday, and 3 of those sacks came on the other side, Rodgers Jones' side. I'm going to discuss him later today. But yeah, if they can keep him clean, they can do some big-time things this season. But start the season off right there, that's not too bad. That's very good. Very good play from Aaron Rodgers, top-level play from Aaron Rodgers. He might be one of the top players of the week or something. It might be Josh Allen, though, because the comeback win was very good. But, yeah, Rodgers did play very good, though, in that game. And we also seen, of course, JPJ and Deshon Elliott get injured. JPJ, he got a little banged up, hurt his leg a little bit. I think he came back, though. He came back. It was like in and back. But Deshon Elliott did not come back. He hurt his knee. Remember, he at that tackle when he got kind of twisted up, caught in the grass or the turf. Turf. If you guys ever played on turf before, it does happen. I put my groin before. I think I mentioned this before on this channel. I put my groin before playing on that turf. That turf it does mess you up a little bit sometimes. Your cleat gets stuck in the ground, you make a wrong move, and it feel like and you kind of slip sometimes. But that kind of happened with Deshon Elliott. He hurt his knee. He tweaked his knee up a little bit, and I guess he's good because they haven't mentioned anything about the injury yet. So I guess he's probably good. But we did see, of course, a possibility if he is out. There's a lot of guys still out there. There's probably some guys still out there, even if he is in, to bring in just to have more depth, just to be safe. Jordan Whitehead or something. So I discussed that a little bit more of the guys you could possibly bring in just to be safe as well later today as well. But I think JPJ, of course, is cool. There's a little tweak because he already had an injury going on in August like that, because day to day a little bit. But I think it's just a little tweak. The injury he had, and a lot of those guys didn't play, like I mentioned in preseason. I mentioned that yesterday in the post-game show. A lot of these guys didn't play in preseason. The Steelers have 22 new Steelers this season. 22 new Steelers on the team this season. And a lot of those guys on defense, the veterans on defense, didn't play in preseason. Jalen Ramsey, the only person I've seen play in preseason. Everybody else did not play in preseason like that. TJ Watt didn't play in preseason. Cam Hayward didn't play in preseason. We've seen, of course, like some of the veterans. I don't know Deshon Elliott played in preseason either. JPJ, I don't think he played either in preseason. So a lot of these guys didn't play a lot of the snaps in preseason. And a lot of them didn't practice together because some guys was holding out. Cam Hayward was holding out. TJ Watt was holding out, and different guys was not practicing with the team. Darius Slay, of course, had an injury. He got banged up a little bit in training camp, and then he didn't really play in preseason either. So a lot of these guys are kind of getting first-time experience yesterday. So that's why I feel like this is not the way our defense is going to look throughout the entire year. Just kind of like, in my opinion, I think it's kind of like a fluke the way the defense looked yesterday. I don't think the defense is going to look like that entire year. I think next week against the Seattle Seahawks, you're going to see the defense bounce back, especially at home with that crowd being rejuvenating and boosting them up. And after having that performance they had defensively, allowing a team to score 32 points on you. I know you're on the road, but 32 points on you. You still won the game, but you probably the defense probably gonna have a chip on their shoulder like that. So you're gonna go out there with some vengeance. I think next week you're gonna see a lot of big time plays from our defense, because I feel like they have that first game to shake the rust off, and now they're gonna bounce back. And this next game gets the Seahawks. We also seen, of course, Coach Tomlin, like I mentioned, about the defense, he was not impressed by the defense. He said, especially the RPO, on defense, like being able to stop the RPO. Justin Fields did a good job and utilizing the RPO. They was able to run on the outside with Justin Fields. Got a touchdown to goal line on 4th down. Usually, TJ Watt, like he did a few times this game, he accounted for the quarterback, and it kind of messed with stuff up a little bit here and there. But that last play on 4th down, he didn't count for the quarterback. They all went in for Breece Hall, and Justin Fields kept it and scored a touchdown. So Coach Tomlin was not impressed by the RPO run defense. He felt like the defense wasn't playing to their highest potential. And on RPO, you basically got to have good IQ. You basically need to, it's about scheming and it's about IQ like that and timing. So, the guy can either pull it or he can hand it off like that. So he can, like when the play initially starts, he can hand the ball off, and he can pull it back to throw or pull it back to run himself like that. But if he got the ball in his hands, it's going to either be a pass or run. So it makes it condensed. But for the Steelers defense, you need one person to be watching quarterback. But it's kind of hard to do that when your front is not stopping the run. So that's why they had to engage, of course, and watch out for Breece Hall from going up the gap, because the front was not stopping the run like they're supposed to be stopping the run. But Cam Hayward, who's asking for a lot of money, of course, asking for more money, of course, doing the hold-ins and stuff. They wasn't holding out and stuff. Maybe he wasn't doing that. He was practicing with the team. He had some chemistry built up and shake the rust off and be able to stop that run up the gap. Because Breece Hall, most of his runs came up that gap where they at. Kendall Benning was at, where Cam Hayward was at, Yaha Black was at, and those guys did not do a good job in stopping him or slowing him down. He had over 100 yards, of course, and the Jets had almost 200 yards of rushing. On the Steelers, game before that against the Ravens had 290 yards of rushing, almost 300 yards of rushing on them. So the past 2 games, the Steelers haven't done a good job in stopping the run. But I think they'll bounce back next game against the Seahawks, and we'll see how things go. But it's going to be very interesting to see how they kind of adjust to that, because you're gonna put a lot of different quarterbacks this season who are gonna do the RPOs. The Lamar Jacksons, who else we got this season? We got Lamar Jackson. Jordan Love will do they do RPOs to the Packers as well. Like that, you're gonna put a lot of teams that are gonna kind of mix it up. Now, some quarterbacks might not have the same threat as a Justin Fields, Lamar, or Josh Allen, who's able to run 50+ yards for a touchdown or something like that. But the RPO, we gotta be able to adjust to that, being able to sit there and knowing when to watch the ball and stuff. But the reason they couldn't do that yesterday fully, because they wasn't able to stop up the gap, so they had to put all the help towards that way, which let Justin Fields be wide open like some of those runs, and hopefully that kind of changes next week. But if you look at TJ Watt side too as well, TJ Watt on side, he didn't have too many runs from Breece Hall on his side at all. Like that, they showed TJ Watt side, his run side was very, very empty. So that was very cool to see. But overall, the defense gotta be better. Gotta be better defense. Gotta be more active. I gotta make those plays. I think the Steelers will bounce back against Seahawks defensively and make those plays. But this is all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys later today with another video where I dive a little bit more into some of the things from yesterday. But peace out.